Another shot is coming raw and unbounded. The whiskey's always talking and the beer's overflowing. Another shot is gonna hit you with a mind overloading on it. Another ball is always open with no inhibitions. Another shot will leave your sensories twitching. Remember, everything we say is just our opinion. But then again, it might be the alcohol talking. It might be the alcohol talking. Let's go.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another shot. It is our Thursday night thoughts and shots. But I think before we truly get it going, we kind of need to. We need a little. I wasn't down on our sounds again. You keep forgetting we have that sound bite. I was gonna say we're sponsors, but never mind. She's absolutely 100% confused right now. You got to see the look on her face. It is too much fun. What is going on, Timmy? I'm a little. So you still confused? I was just wondering. I didn't realize what was going on, but this is one of my favorite parts.
Welcome to another Shot Podcast, where our opinions might be real, or it could just be the liquor talking. Sit back and enjoy another shot.
Dude, I mean, guys, how fun is that? Honestly, that just ranks right there, and you just kind of figure out how to implement that. It would just be that much more fun. Yeah, good luck with that. Sometimes she just likes to figure things out on her own. Anyways, it's our Thursday night thoughts. So let's get the thoughts and the shot going. I see it. Let's get some good. How many times can I say some Let's get some good conversation going, guys. I am feeling. I wish honestly, this is one of those nights where I'm like in between awake and tired and not knowing what way to go or which way to, do it. So
he's busted his ass helping me out today, so.
Well, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. And I was actually just on TikTok earlier today talking to some people, and they are 100% trying to talk me into doing Discord. The way I see it, the more the merrier. So, the more we can get this out there, the better. Now, on that note, I got a really good subject to bring up. If I am not mistaken, we did our first TikTok live last night. And I have never seen your head bob so many times. You were just all over the place. She's choking on her wiener right now. She's got, a mouthful of meat. guys, you're loving this. No, we got on there, and within the first like 2 minutes, it was the amount of people that were checking us out, and we had a few people messaging, but we definitely had a lot of the likes going, and we got if I'm not mistaken,
I got to make him dance a jig.
we literally, I think we gained like some 40 people following us that night. We only had around 60 people following us before, 60 or 70, something along those lines. And we are, the last time I checked, up to, I think, 112. Is it more? So it's actually gone up since. Oh, I love it. This is too much fun. I mean, it's just... I don't know what's going on. Let's double check and see if maybe we fixed our little issue. Let's just say what's up. Make him do it again tonight. Make him do it again tonight. Discord isn't. It's nice because. I guess the good news is the reason we went on as late as we did last night with not only this one, but the other one, it was just, we waited too late to really get started on a lot of stuff. And then to go live on TikTok last night was literally a last second decision. I just kind of threw the idea out there, popped it out just to see what she would think, and I made a deal with them. I said, I'll tell you what, we go on 30 minutes max. It was the first time. And let's see what happens. I said, now, if we get, I came up with a number. I can't remember what it was now. If I said if we have, let's just say, like, if we have people on, and they're watching, we got people talking and getting involved, then we'll go for an hour max. Well, I remember I was even shocked because the very first thing that happened was whenever I got on there, we went live, and within the first 2 minutes, we blew it out of the water. So if you see me looking on my phone, I'm still trying to figure out why I can't get certain things to jive. I should be able to do it just right from here, and it's not letting me. So, maybe it's just, at the end of the day, it's just, also do some goofy stuff, so I'll just go ahead and set that there so I can see who's all where. Oh, you turned on the messages again. But what was fun about, I like being on social media. I love doing this. This has been, we're over a year now. And there were certain surprises. I could not believe, like, X. I figured being on X, that would have been the one. That would have been the one that, because it's uncensored, you can basically go with whatever. Unfortunately, you need a subscription to get on Instagram. It's another pain in the ass. It really is. You got to jump through hoops to make it work. TikTok has so many different censorships going on. Like, when I say censorships, it's stuff you can't say. Like on here, I mean, I can say, dude, did you see the Pirates playing? Man, they were. You can't say that. You can't say killing it. You can't say, dude, I bombed last night. You can't use that word. I can't even go as simple as saying booby trap on there without them going, can't do that. But yeah, here's the positives on that side. My mic is in and out at times. The positive about going on TikTok, I tell you what, I've been on there the least amount, and already we are double the followers that we are on, all the other social medias. And I've gotten the opportunity to meet and talk to people from England, from Ireland, from Scotland, from Canada, where was it? Romania. Just Australia. So, I mean, you get a wider variety of people, which right now it is the bigger social media out of all of them. That's how everybody connects, everybody goes live. It's trying to combine all of them is just insanely hard. The TikTok, what's it say? The TikTok, you just wear things differently. Well, and I actually have to applaud myself because last night we got on there and I mixed a drink, sat down, and I'd already had a little bit of practice on there, so I just ran with it, honestly. Steve says, "Let's go Bucks." I'm not gonna lie, guys. I want to keep pushing for everybody. If you can, follow Another Shot's Facebook page. It just makes it so much easier. That way I'm not using like multiple screens to try and, read different comments because for whatever reason, we used to do this all the time and it's not wanting to cooperate with me. I don't know why. I really don't. So at the end of the day, I mean, I appreciate coming on my for my personal, but I would very much it'd be easier if everybody just went over to the Another Shot Facebook page. That way I can see all your messages in front of me because the way everything's set up, it just at the end of the day, guys, yeah, it's a lot easier. Blue, you know better, buddy. Mom, I see you on there. I don't know what everybody's going to do whenever I do figure out how to get it on a different social media just to start grabbing people's attention. So, like I said, at the end of the day, guys, no, but it was so much fun because, I mean, immediately, like, one of the first people that came on was a sports fan. So we started talking sports, and then before you know it, there were some surprise people that showed up last night that I could not. Now, the fun story behind it was, like I said, we on a whim. And I thought it was going to be just as simple as log in, go live, and just run it like we normally do. And I couldn't have been more wrong.
Well, that's a first.
Yeah. And I haven't even drank yet. But honestly, we didn't get started until like 10 to 1. And then we literally ran. I got it, sweetheart. We ran for the whole hour. I kept my word, so I'm sure people were just a little bit tired. I know this much. I was up and down since Sarah left for work. Could not go back to sleep. I couldn't go to sleep for nothing last night because after it was all said and done, the wheels were turning again, trying to figure out which way to go. What can I do? We planned on doing it an earlier and pull a double header tonight, and just I think it was put to me that there really isn't enough time in the day sometimes. So it was a busy day for everybody. The good news is I got my second job offer today. It is one I am definitely looking forward to taking. Me personally, it is it's gone full circle in my life. My dad was he was a mechanic. He was a I think it was described to me. I don't know how it goes because I mean I am completely ignorant in the world of mechanics, which there's irony behind that statement. But I think he was an A1 certified Dodge mechanic. My middle brother Mark, he also was a mechanic, real big into cars. All my friends are big into cars. I did it just to see. I like the fact that it's directly behind the house. And I went in for an interview last week, and then today I got made offer, and now I am 100% official. I just got to go through the hoops that all jobs have. You got to jump through, but they did offer me a position at a auto garage. So I will be starting out at an entry level. The pay is going to be awesome. I'm excited. So, like I said, it kind of came full circle. And for somebody that never had an interest in working on cars, now I'm going to be working on cars. Weird how life happens. So, I'm kind of...
Vroom, vroom.
Hmm?
Vroom, vroom.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm going to be starting off at the bottom. I mean, I'm going to be in there. Literally, I'm going to be taking old tires off a vehicle and putting on new ones. But I think you also learn how to do alignments over there as well. I don't know if it's, but appreciate it, Tim. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Like I said, it's one of the rare places I've actually been at. Now, when I first went, my friends do just whatever. Oh, here, let's go ahead and take the muffler off. It's a truck. It'll sound like a truck then. It was really cool to have the rumble. I took it in for inspection. Like, well, you kind of got to have it on there. And I went, okay. And then it seemed like every time I would go in, they would nitpick something. But I will say the biggest thing for me and what kept bringing me back and what brings my wife back, she absolutely loves going over there, is, I mean, it's one of those cool places. They do make you feel welcome. They laugh with you. They joke with you. And, you know, I said, you know, hey, I need to replace my shocks. And they were actually honest with me up front. They're like, you might want to learn just how to do it yourself. It really isn't that hard. Otherwise, we're going to be charging you this, this, and this. And I went, see.
Yeah, be careful though, because I have horror stories from there.
They what?
I have horror stories from over there.
I'm pretty sure all garages have a horror story in some way, shape, or form.
Put my brakes on backwards.
And I'm sure that same person's probably not working there anymore. No, but, you know, what really surprised me was when I went in for the interview, they told me flat out, the man that interviewed me, he said that he was definitely looking for somebody with experience. He says, but attitude could make up for it. And he
definitely had it.
He really liked my, you know, I was positive with him. And when I got the phone call today, this gentleman hadn't met me yet, and he said, so, you know, you interviewed, who'd you interview with? I'm like, you know, I was like, Mike, and I went the full spiel, and he goes, okay, so I got a couple questions myself. First, well, I think he worded it differently, like, basically, what's the worst thing about you? I thought that was weird, but the first thing that came to mind is I went, well, I can't grow a full beard. And he cracked up. But I start off with a joke. You know, I don't recommend everybody do that. But at the end of the day, yeah, that's just my personality, though. That's me. I like to have fun with everybody. I like to laugh and joke, and, you know, it's a good icebreaker. I feel like it showed them that I was serious, but, you know, I'm easy to talk to. I'm trying to keep up with that. You know, I'd already gotten a good rapport with one, so I'm sure he had already talked to him. Either way, it was a gamble. Instead of rambling on, it really was a gamble. But I started everything off with a joke and answered his question, you know, the appropriate way. And he said, well, when can you come in? I was like, to start? And he said, no, when can you come in? We can meet, and, I'd like to offer you a position. I was like, all right. I said, well, I'm literally you're in my backyard, so I could be there in like 5 minutes. I went over. It probably took me longer to walk there than how long I was in the office. We shook hands. He gave me the offer. And he said, just 2 questions. One, can you pass the drug test? I said, yes. He said, you have a valid driver's license? I said, yes. He said, those are the 2 biggest red flags, and you can pass those, you're in. And they're going to be paying me more than I expected.
That's always a plus.
So I promise you, Kat, you bring your vehicle in, I won't put your brakes on backwards. I'm trying to think of how somebody even does that. I'm brand new at mechanics. I've been most of the stuff I learned. When I worked with my dad on cars and stuff, I was always kind of it was fun spending time with him, but it wasn't something I've ever been interested in. I just couldn't keep focused on it. So, I could change oil. I could put air in the tire. And I could change my spark plugs and wires. Now, I hate to say it, but a lot of the stuff I picked up on YouTube, but I don't just watch one video, I watch multiple videos to see, which way works best. And you kind of use a little bit of common sense. You don't, if it looks unsafe, chances are it's unsafe. So, now, I'm not bad at it, and I'm really excited now. I can actually get in there and, actually learn the real deal. Just think, I might even get good enough here in the next 6 months to be the one in the vehicle. My certification. So, like I said, there's a lot going on right now. I'm most excited about getting off of unemployment finally. That's the biggest one for me. Some breathing room. How's your day, Kat?
Everybody wants 3 kids.
Depends on what the going rate right now is.
I need somebody to whip them into shape.
What did Blue do now?
Blue was actually.
Oh no, I guess he'd be the 4th.
Blue was actually the good one today.
That's scary. No, we do not promote trafficking.
No. I'm frustrated. I understand they're on summer break, but their summer break doesn't mean break from everything. That doesn't mean you get to stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning and then sleep all day and make mom do everything. And when you're asked to do something, you only do it your way and not the correct way. So then it makes 10 times more work. And then when you're told you have to be the one to do the work, you again try to get mom to be the one to do the work. No. The one that made the mistake to started the whole mom rampage thing was the oldest, and he has to really remember he's 18. He's graduated high school. My legal obligations are gone. Legal obligations. Not moral obligations, but legal obligations.
I'm lucky because my 18-year-old is yet to play that card. But I keep knocking on wood when I say that, because I'm sure at some point he's going to, he's going to reach deep into his pocket. He's going to pull it out and say 18, and I'm going to reach and I'm going to go pay rent. Then we'll see which way it goes. That's the fun part about that. My dad, I used to be that punk kid too, and I did my chores and stuff for the most part. But
he's the one that Blue calls on for everything, for his help to do this or his help to do that. For a good portion of the time, he does But like, we'll leave the house and say, okay, well, you need to fill the water in the fridge, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. And we get home 4, 5, 6 hours later, and stuff that was said to needed to be done is not done. And then, of course, when you tell them then, oh, I forgot. Well, dude, I forgot to do your laundry too, so I guess you got stinky ass clothes to wear.
About to make dinner, I guess you're gonna have to throw something in the microwave.
You gotta
you know.
fend for your, and it just, it's frustrating. So when he's told to take the garbage out, you have two options. We burn our garbage at the house. You have two options. You take it over, and I have a spot that I built. I used pallets for our garbage cans, and you put so many cans in it, or so many bags in it, and then you take them back to the burn pile once those are full. He quit wanting to use the garbage cans because, again, we have critters. We live in the country enough that we have enough critters out there. So he doesn't want to lift the pallet that's on the top or move the pallet that's in the front of everything to keep the critters out, to put it in the cans. So, okay, your other option is to walk it back to the burn pile, which is far enough back. If the critters get into something back there, they're going to drag it into the woods, and I don't care about it. But it's not going to be all over my yard.
Gotcha.
But he's been too lazy to do. And he's been taking the bags of garbage and setting it beside the spot that has the garbage cans. And there's a little, because I have it all out, you can't see it 100% until it's really. We'll get home late at night, and how we pull in, we see there's a trail of garbage all over my yard. Because he was too lazy to walk it the whole way back, or too lazy to lift the stuff to put them in the cans. Well, when I went to go mow today, and there's garbage all over my yard. Oh, no, Mom is not picking it up, and I'm not mowing it to spread it all over my yard. So when I went in and I got him to come out, and I explained to him that it all had to be moved back, and I was done. It had to be cleaned up my way,
Right.
not his way, my way. And I said, the cans are literally right where they're full. You haven't been using the cans. Well, yeah, I have. Well, if they're full, that means they need to go back as well. Well, then I went on a rampage on when you go to pull out of our driveway a certain way. That empty house beside us has these shrubs out front that overgrow clear out to the road, and you can't see anything coming up that little hill. Well, nobody owns it besides a bank somewhere. I don't know who. It keeps getting repossessed and keep taking it for this or that. I don't know who owns it. I just know the shrubs. So the neighbor guy on the other side of it, he's been mowing the front section. Well, I'm tired of the shrub. I can't see. It's unsafe for us to pull out anywhere with those shrubs. So I made Riley, and Blue went out with his wheelchair, his electric wheelchair, and rolled it out there, and they started trimming it all back for me. Well, sure enough, it wasn't back far enough. So I, of course, parked the tractor and go over and show them.
I see.
Well, then he had an absolute fit because it's 80 some degrees outside, and he's picking up these brush to put them in the wheelbarrow to walk them back to the burn pile and to come back up to fill more. And these are light little twigs, but after like 3 loads, and he goes in the house and sits down and says he's done. No, you're not. Well, it's hot. I can't handle. Dude, drink water bottle and go right back out. He said, I've already drank 2. I said, well, you're sweating, so you need to drink 2 times more than what you're putting out to keep yourself replenished. Oh, yeah. But then, of course, the rampage couldn't just stop with him. The youngest one was still in bed after 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Man, I haven't done that in a long time.
Don't get me wrong. We didn't go to bed until 5 a.m. this morning. But again, when I started bed at 3 a.m., I specifically told her, don't think you're sleeping all day.
My boy Ninja's in the house. It's good to see you, brother.
And that's the correct Facebook because I got the.
Yeah, he jumped on the right one.
Yeah. So, yeah, I went off on her and made her get up. And yeah, by the way, I read the emails last night.
What emails? Not my emails.
She's being looked at by Harvard University.
That's interesting. So on that note, let's take our first break, and then you can let's dig into that story. Which I'm loving the hell out of this. I mean, normally she's over there half awake, half asleep. You know, we'll see her kind
I'm
of.
on a
nod.
rampage today. I'm really on a rampage today, and it's one of those days where I'm just yep. Mm-hmm.
We got Ninja on here. Let's go ahead and hit up. Let's hit up the newest one. I think it's one he's actually helped kind of mold sound. So this is the Southern Outlaw Band. It's making its way across Europe, Australia. It's being tracked in the U.S. This is Outlaws and
Wait.
Bikers.
Ninja. That's the one that just did all that new stuff for us?
Yes.
Hey, I need one more thing from you, Ninja.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm glad. So when we go on break here, just waiting for the pick. But I can wait for the pick. Shoot, dude. Oh, my bad. I forgot about it. I got a few things to play during the song, and I want your opinion on he's got the music sent to us for the outro, the official outro.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah. All right, guys. This is Outlaws and Bikers. We will be right back, and you will have an answer. Ninja, just stick around, brother.
So everyone, raise a glass. So here's to the outlaws, the dreamers, the brave. In the heart of the night, we'll ride to the grave. With respect for each other, we'll never fall apart. Outlaws and bikers, forever in our hearts.
What is up? What is up? What is up, guys? I hope you enjoyed that one. That is one of my favorites. If you guys haven't checked it out already, and Arliss is actually in the house, let him know how much you enjoyed that particular song. There's more to come on that one. Arliss, I was actually talking to Michael early on Dan's live, and he is interested in coming on to this show. We just got to sit down and figure out some way to make that happen. I don't know. So I think it is the perfect time of the night. You know what? I'm going to go with pineapple instead. I think I put too much orange. So guys, I always love doing these crazy drinks. It's summertime. So I am very interested in how this one's going to come out. We used to go into the mall. There was always that one stand. Oh, yeah, we promised. Which was your particular favorite? I think we both kind of agreed on one of them. Would it have been the first one, number one? So, Ninja, my brother, number one is the way to go on that outro. That very first song you sent me. I think we both agreed. Tone out the night the best. So, back to it now. I mean, I could add probably. I think there's already going to be enough alcohol in this. As a kid, one of my favorite things to do was go to the Orange Julius stand. And basically, it was just like a frozen, kind of a creamy orange juice. It was an amazing drink. Very refreshing. I thought with all the cool stuff that I've got in the fridge, how can I make it myself? And we're going to take a shot at this. Dan, can I say that on here? Can I say take a shot at it? I just want to make sure I saw you on there, brother.
Did he ever send you the list of the do's and don'ts?
No. You know what? I think I've done enough of them that it'll be just trial by fire. So I tell you what, let's go ahead, let's drop the link. Let's see if we can get some of these folks on here. This will be a little bit of a nice little change, and I want to down Dan anyways and see if he's willing to get on there and go off on a rant as he said he likes to do. And I just like having him on here so he can say the stuff that he can't say elsewhere. So, while we're waiting to see if these gentlemen will join us, I think it is that perfect time. We've got Kitty Cat absolutely loves this. She's been dying for me to get it in here, so I went and got it the other day. We've got our whipped vodka.
But you're going to make my drink with it.
I will. Bree, you got to break it in. She's a virgin. And if you have a virgin, I mean, what's a virgin without? I'm sorry.
Is that cherries or is that just the cherry juice?
That's the cherries.
Okay.
So, I think the best thing to do is start with the vodka. Where's my little? You guys always see I have the. We try to do the proper pours. I'm thinking one. We're definitely going to want quite a bit of this. 2. So basically 2.5 ounces. Next, we are going to add. This has become quickly my favorite orange liqueur. This is Grand Gala. And seeing as how it's potent, we're just going to do one straight off the top here. Boom. Be about an ounce. There we go. Yeah. I'm really frank excited tonight. Partly because I'm excited. This makes me. It definitely makes me think of my favorite drink back in, like I said, when I was my mall rat days. We're gonna go one of the Irish cream, and I'm only gonna do about a half on it. Like I said, guys, I mean, don't take it too serious. Have some fun with it. When you get your stuff, just kick it there. And then we will add some pineapple juice. A little bit more. Kind of got a whole tropical fruit cocktail vibe going. You're not very excited about this one, are you? This one definitely makes you stop and think. No? In case you guys are wondering, I'm watching her eyes as she kind of goes back and forth to make sure I don't absolutely just destroy this. All right. Oh, it looks like it. Whew.
You don't have room for the cherry.
There's enough to give you a small dab. You can't tell me you're not thinking about it. Literally. You took the cherry.
Hell yeah.
I know how you are with fingers.
Yeah, but you used it the first time.
Well, guess what? I left the spoon in the house.
Do this.
Whoop! Like I said, this one I'm literally really excited about. Kitty Cat, just give that a good smell. Does that not look like the same thing you would get at the mall? Tim says too creamy. Arlo, it's good to see you again.
I don't see how he's seeing him.
So,
I don't know about this one.
Oh, it's got your vodka in it.
Yeah, but it's got a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, it smells good though.
Oh, there's our bow tie friend.
Oh, bro. Let us welcome to the stage our boy from the beautiful country of Canada. What is going on? I like how you trimmed the mustache. Looks great, brother.
Can't hear a thing you're saying, though.
What? Still nothing.
Nope.
Cat, I'm seeing with my eyes. That makes a lot of sense, honestly. How about now, brother? We still can't hear you.
Uh-huh.
How
We got you.
There you go.
You muted yourself on TikTok and forgot all about it, didn't you?
Yeah,
We should have
exactly that.
screenshotted that look on his face when he froze right there. What's good?
You know, I could do that
That
technically
was
speaking
perfect.
right
That
now.
was
I could
perfect.
just make my free school like,
Ooh, I like that.
Hmm.
That's a good one too.
You know, we
Slow
don't-
motion.
Is this a Verizon commercial? Can you hear me now? How about now? That's our boy, Timmy.
right?
He said,
Yes,
"Ah,
I'm
it was so
sorry, my phone-
peaceful." You know what?
Oh,
They
wait.
think we're having fun right now. I so badly want to get. Oh no, not Michael, the other one. Why my brain just went sideways. Our other English friend. The Hound Dog.
Harvey.
Harvey. Kitty Cat, you wouldn't be able to keep up with everybody if that gentleman was in here right now. He is absolutely hilarious. And you will get the opportunity to meet him.
Well, that's because he's using
Oh, yeah.
high on crack right now.
Yes, Kitty Cat.
Remind me to ask you a question on our next break.
Gotcha. So we write it down?
It's a good idea.
No, we were waiting for her. Now we need is Ninja and like the rest of the crew to come on here, and we're like solid at that point.
Yeah, I know. I see Ninja right down there. And I seen Arliss in there too, so I don't know where those two are.
Well, the way I see it, if we can kind of get it, let's load it up ahead of time before somebody else jump in here and
So
bow
Dan,
tie.
so Dan, we did our first live last night.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
What?
It's a completely different bill.
Right?
So we figured out. We figured out. We'll do live on there earlier in the day, so then he can be that straight, careful mouthed person, and then we'll do this show later in the evening, so he can come on and vent. So go ahead and vent. You can say whatever you want.
Right? Oh, you
This
know what? I
is-
swear to God, though, that's one of the things I don't like about TikTok is the fact that you have to, and I'm going to swear, so I apologize to anyone out there, but I swear to God,
oh,
though,
you're
that,
gonna hurt feelings.
oh yeah, no, I swear to fucking God that TikTok
There it is.
so censor happy that I think I'd rather have an enema filled with magma shoved right up my ass than having to deal with the censorship that TikTok has.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie, it's like
Oh.
listening to a child swear for the first time. It's amazing. He always has to be so good. And so I was trying to show her last night. We were schooling ourselves on it. It literally took us an hour to get everything because we went straight through the computer. It wasn't as easy as going on the phone and just, going to your camera, hit live, and you're on. No, it had us download this and do this. And, obviously we like to use our mics. And it wasn't recognizing the mics at first. She doesn't even know how she got the mics to work.
I just kept hitting buttons. It finally worked.
But
I liked it. I had to laugh though. Some person even shot out the phone number for him.
yeah, I got my first phone number on my first try.
Good job.
It's like TikTok's way of like, here, let me throw you my bra. It's like it was like being a rock star on stage and the women just taking their shirts off.
I loved all the little hearts flying up there to the point where I said, okay, a couple more of those little hearts. I'm going to make him dance a jig. Well, sure enough, they kept a flying and a flying. So I said, okay, 1,500 and he's going to dance a jig. And we were at like 1,800. So he had to dance a jig.
I got the face down, ass up, and started to do this stuff right here.
Oh yes, the corgi
It was, it
twerk.
was it was hilarious.
Oh, our boy Jason is in the house. And Jan, good to see both you guys. Ah,
Blue's not here tonight, or at least not yet.
but yeah, dude, I mean, you actually had a packed house tonight yourself, actually,
Who?
on your live.
Oh yeah.
You.
Oh, I did, and I got more people coming in afterwards. I'm like, I actually just got off my live like not that long ago, actually. I think like 20 minutes ago.
You do 2 of them yourself, don't you?
My lives?
Usually 2 a day.
Yeah, usually 2 today. Yeah, I usually do one like depends on the night I'm having, because sometimes I actually get it's like, okay, I'm a little too tired because I woke up too early, so I'll skip the night one. I usually do but I'll usually do my afternoon lives, and so that's that way Harvey can at least join in, and fill us with his antics. And then, of course, we have the
Most of the people that I've met from the UK has been on his lives, and I think the most colorful one out of all of them definitely is Harvey. I
You
have
should
a
have
feeling
made my
that the one that goes by Unhinged. I think she would be that one that would kind of like. I mean, she's one of those sweet on the outside, but I'm telling you right now, there's a darkness behind her.
Well, let's put
In a
it this
fun
way. Let's put it this way. She had to, like, on my live, she has to actually rein herself in a little bit. You should hear her when we're on Discord. Oh boy.
And everybody keeps saying Discord. And he actually offered me an opportunity to try Discord just to see how, things work out.
And you've been being told by my brother from another mother Discord for the last couple of months, and
Discord, it's the same reason I don't get on Twitch. It kind of makes me think of like a gaming platform more than anything. So am I wrong?
No, you're okay. So you're right and you're wrong at the same time. There's a reason for that, because Discord did start out as a gaming platform, but over the years, it's actually evolved to be a lot more than that, to be more of a platform that engages a wider range of audiences, from artists to writers to gamers, but to help grow a community of people as well, from TikTok to YouTube channels to to a wide range of people. So it's actually, you can find different people in different groups and servers for what you might like. So, for example, let's say you're an avid fisher. Well, you can find a fisherman server. Let's say you're an avid, I don't know, porn addict. You can find an adult-only server on there. Wait, can I say porn on here?
What? I do that to him all the time. Can't say I can't. He's you said pirate salami, and I said, as soon as you said salami following the word pirate, I ran with it. That's the first thing everybody notices about him. That's his trademark. Guys, leave him alone. It spins, if you guys want to know. He just never pulls the string.
Oh yeah.
Everybody keeps saying in the comments how much they love your bow tie.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Even Riley is on Discord.
Okay. Is it me, or does he look like young Sheldon all grown up?
I don't know.
Actually, I would say yes.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Okay, Jason, that's a perfect thought. Yeah. Now I'm gonna constantly do that now. Thank you.
Oh, we completely blew his image the last time we had Knucklehead on here. he made the porn star comment about his mustache, and Arliss is like, I can never look at him the same way again now.
I do not see porn star. I really don't. Oh, now I might. Thanks. I've been babying it. It's close to my favorite orange creamsicle. It's not enough orange.
Not enough orange. You want the apple juice next time? Good lord. I like it. Like I said, I was trying to create something that reminded me of what whenever I was a teenager, going to the mall, especially in the summertime, the Orange Julius.
I think maybe if I had remembered to bring in my little blender thingy and we had the fresh ice to make it more of a smoothie or an icy, that would do it.
How much more cream do you need in that?
No, it's not creamy. I need.
Only on my show can you get away with that. How many red flags did you have hit already on me? The way I see it, I'm killing it tonight, dude. I'm the bomb. He wanted to. He was. You know, it's the only thing I love going on his show. It's fun, and I never get mad about getting scolded. I always, I poke some fun at it and have a good time.
I just love seeing him blush. His cheeks get as red as his bow tie.
Oh, he's not blushing. It's the Canadian light in the background.
Oh yeah. It's actually nice and warm over here too. Surprisingly enough.
Oh man, I was trying to figure out the earlier conversation. Like they were saying, it was like 26 degrees, and I swear it sounded like they were referring to that. It was hot. And I mean, I just can't see, like, is it different like that over there? Or?
Well, we're talking in Celsius, not in Fahrenheit.
Okay.
It's in Celsius, not Fahrenheit. I could have told you that one.
I kind of figured it was like on the Celsius level, and I kept saying, like I said, whenever they would say it, they're like 26 degrees. It was scorching out, and I went, say again?
You really got to learn your degree on Celsius.
Well, I think aren't we the only country too that goes by? I got you 78.8 degrees. Yeah.
Well, that's actually
so
my comfort zone.
I think the U.S. is the only one that actually goes by miles. Pretty much the rest of the world says in kilometers.
Yeah.
But am I wrong in saying that when you go in kilometers, you do approximate?
Approximately, yeah. Like let's say, 100 miles for you is 60 miles for you is 100 kilometers for us. Approximately.
Well, the reason I got thinking about you've seen the movie Super Troopers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the second one?
I didn't see the second one. I've seen the first one only.
So the whole thing is they're in New Hampshire, and they found out that by some weird treaty, there's a part of Canada that is actually still a part of the U.S. So it's supposed to get annexed, and it's so small that they needed a police force in it, though, because it's still considered a town, blah, blah, blah. That was summarizing it. And they get up there, and the local Mounties, and then, they kind of start butting heads, and he said, kilometers. What do you mean kilometers? We say miles. And he says, you take this number, and you multiply it by this, and you catch up with the rest of the world. So the running joke was, I am I'm exactly, he like, what would be miles and and he's like, I'm 7.662 something, And I got thinking about that. I'm like, oh, okay. So this turned into a damn geography, math, trigonometry.
Vermont, Jerome says.
Who asked you? I'm talking to Jerome.
Please tell me that Blue came and picked you up. Didn't forget you like I did earlier. I was late getting him to work.
Oh, it's kind of funny earlier too. kind of recapping everything here. I was recapping last night earlier. So, how nervous were you to actually step away from the computer and let somebody else run yours for a little while, knowing who was in there?
Me?
Talk to you, Dan. Yeah.
I wasn't nervous at all, actually, because everyone who was in there that I knew of, I trusted because they knew how many lives I have, and it's actually quite relieving knowing that the amount of respect they have, anyways. Like for example, I would trust you being by yourself too. I mean, even though the episode I give you shit, it's like, don't fucking say die. Well, I don't say that. I don't say die. But you get what I'm saying, though. It's like it's like one of those things. Like, yeah, you can't. Don't say that. But you try to keep yourself from saying that. You catch yourself. And so for me, it's like I am not nervous at all with some of the people who are in my life. And for example, like Arliss, if he was in there, I would trust him and leave him there by himself too, along with Ninja. As much as Ninja might complain and say like, oh, I'm going to run amok. No, I trust him though. He knows better. The same thing with Harvey, Renee. A lot of different people who come into my life. They're awesome. They're awesome people to get to know and awesome people to actually leave there. Because at least then I know for a fact it won't come back. And it's like, oh, my life fucking killed off. Oh, great. See,
he's starting to get more comfortable now. I love it. See, and the reason I brought it up was because it seemed like you were a little like, they're gonna joke. I just hope they keep it, they keep it where it needs to go. The funny thing is, the moment you walked away, you said, "I'll be right back." The room literally goes silent. I think Ivy kind of popped in there for a second and said something. Mm-hmm. And she's like, it's like a bunch of kids when the teachers walk out of the room. They start whispering, "What can we do? What can we do?" And then, but nobody would talk. Michael, Harvey, none of us. We were all just kind of. And then, right when I finally crack a joke, that's when he was actually hiding off to the side there. And he's like, "Oh, I'm back." He was like a parent that hid around the door, the other side of the door, just to see what the kids were going to do. But what's really cool here's one of the things I love about going on your live, more so than a lot of the others. You have such a wide variety. Like, you have authors, you have musicians, you have some sort of, somebody that's an artist in some way, shape, or form. And what does Harvey do? I mean, I'm sitting there thinking, like, you got podcasters, you got writers, basically story critics, you got musicians. What is Harvey? And he's not here to defend himself. I'm going to pick on him so much right now. Right?
Oh, yeah. Well, what Harvey? Harvey's a really great person. Obviously he's not an artist. He's, in the capacity that me, Arliss, or Ninja are, right? He doesn't draw or anything like that, but in his own right, he is kind of an artist because he likes his farming. Okay, he likes work. He likes working on cars, even though he just fixes up tires.
Right.
But he's done this for so long. And this is what I keep telling people: is like, when you work in a workstation for so long, that itself becomes an art. Because you know what you're doing. It's almost like you get up in the morning and next thing you know, you go to work and it's almost like a click. Something in your brain just kind of clicks in and it's like, okay, time to get to work. And you know exactly what you want to do. You have your own routines you want to do. You have your own techniques and you develop those techniques and those routines over years of doing what you're doing to the point where for you, that is an art form because anyone else is trying to mimic that. Well, they can mimic it, but they're never going to be you. So for Harvey, in some sense, yeah, he's a bit of an artist at farming. I mean, this guy's obsessed with farming. He actually has a simulator game called Farm Sims, He has a similar
Oh,
game
okay.
for mechanics. So, you know, so it's so in a way, you know, he's so obsessed with it that he himself became an artist in the farming sense.
You know
But
what?
other than that, though,
Now that I've asked the question, I'll probably hop on there tomorrow, and I'm sure he'll be on there. I'm gonna have to make the same analogy just to see what he does. Because you haven't seen like me, and it's weird. I've met the man, but I've never met the man. But yet, him and I just have like the same type of sense of humor. And
Oh, that could be dangerous. Two of you in the same forum.
it's
Harvey's a big pain in the ass some days.
I was gonna say, poor Dan is the moderator. Moderator.
moderator. You're right.
Yeah, you definitely have your hands full if you have Bill and another gentleman like Bill. Oh my goodness, no wonder you're.
Oh, don't get it twisted though, girl. When you've got somebody like Arliss in the mix too,
Oh dear.
and
Oh, but see, I can listen to Arliss and pay attention when he's talking. And if he doesn't have that big mic in front of his face or his hands in front of his face, and I can see his eyes, he can say one thing, but I can tell you what he's really wanting to say.
well, you'd have a bit of an issue because the difference in the way Dan does his and the way I do mine, we both bring people up, but he does his more. People usually just are audio, so you hear voices. And unless you get on their profile, then you don't see what the person, which I like that intrigue. I really do. And it's actually more comforting at the end of the day.
See, I can handle that one. I just don't like being in front of the camera. I'm too self-conscious.
Well, I've shared it to you.
So I can sit here and talk and talk and talk. Today's a bad day for me. Today's a day that literally I told him if he wants me to shut up, he's going to have to shove chocolate in my mouth. And he hasn't brought me chocolate yet. So he's just going to have to deal with my mouth mode going.
Well, maybe that's
I'll run with that statement all day long. Am I going to have to deal with that now?
Maybe it's Bill's way of saying, no, I like listening to you talk secretly.
Mm.
And I can change my voice. He doesn't want me to change the voice. He likes this one. He doesn't want me to go to the other one.
I have no idea what she's talking about on that one, but let me put it this way. My producer is a woman of many talents. Now who's turning red? Nobody's safe with me. And then we got people in the message right now, like our boy Jason. He is actually he's the head of security for the Southern Outlaw Band. And that's how I met that gentleman. You actually got what I've been trying to really build to for some time. Like you got, a wide range of personalities, but everybody's so cool. The one thing I've noticed, you don't have somebody that comes on there and tries to take over, which
Nothing else at this point in time, Jason, is welcome in my mouth besides chocolate.
well, and then you got Blue.
And
right above.
again, Jerome, nothing besides chocolate. That includes no trouser snakes.
Can't say it. Say it. Hit her. Get her.
Hey, this is your live, man, not mine. See, this is how I see it. It's like, I want someone else is like, okay, wherever they can get their account banned, not me.
No, but like I said, dude, you know what? From day one, I was welcome in there. It was really cool. It was fun, and like I said, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass or anything right now, but honestly, you've got what I've been trying for. So hopefully, at some point, And with us doing the our lives on TikTok, we can actually say TikTok on here. It's crazy. Well, let's just say it: Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, kill, bombs, boobs.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll say it some words for you. How this sound? Cock, penis, vagina,
Oh.
pussy.
Penis game.
Okay. For a minute, I said you were going to tell me like, oh, you can't say those words. Wait, what?
Uh,
I was like, really? The words I finally got to say out loud, the words I cannot say on here?
well, truth be told, that we do censor ourselves a little bit, but because especially and me and Ninja were just talking about this. With what I'm trying to build here, you still have to kind of watch what you say and even how you kind of run the lives. That's why we kind of implemented some rules where, hey, have your shirt on. We try to keep it as much. She took the cherry stem and she tied it in a knot with her tongue. I need another drink. She is red-faced right now, but
I said the other night that I could do it.
I knew you did.
I just showed you.
But that's what at some point, I honestly would love to be picked up and syndicated. I think that would be great.
Is it me or is he frozen right now? Best part is I can actually read the chats right now too. So hey Jason, hey Jerry.
There we are. Yeah, the internet.
Oh, shnikes. Your wife doesn't have any chocolate for me.
And you know what's fun? Unfortunately, so when we went live last night, one of the things that happened, and it was more towards the end. I don't know if it's because TikTok.
Quick, he has a good face on right now. Take as many screenshots as possible, and then send it to him. Actually, hang on. There we go. I'll just save that, and I'll send that to him later. Yeah. Oh, and there he goes. Well, I guess we can wait for a little bit until he gets back. But like I said, at least I can see you guys' comments down there. So and so we think he's here. I'll put up a little thing. Give me a second. Let's do this real quick. Image. This. Browse. There you go, folks. Oh. Hang on. There we go.
Oh, Oh, game on. We got a screenshot. Hey.
Hey, I was trying to keep the comment. I was like, hey, I'm going by myself. I may just put something up.
Oh, that's good. I like that. The worst time for it to happen is when you have guests on. And we actually had a band on here out of Savannah, Georgia, called Delta Circle. And literally for about 5 minutes solid, my internet dumped and would not let us back on. Don't know what happened or why, but I tell you what, it was really cool because those guys, they just answered questions and just talked amongst themselves, and they just kept it going. So you doing that right there, hey, I'm going to bring up this picture, and
Thank you.
that works. But what I was trying to say was, like, last night whenever we went on, and it was more towards the end, I don't know if it's because the first thing I noticed, the camera. So when I'm doing this, there's about a second delay between, like, if I move my hands, it's about a second before it goes on. There's about a second delay on the camera.
More like 3 seconds.
Hmm?
More like 3 seconds.
Okay, more like 3 seconds, she says. Either way.
There's a delay.
Last night when we pulled up TikTok and did a live, there was like a half-second delay at best. It was not bad at all. But towards the end, and it happened a couple times prior, but towards the end, it kept saying, no internet, no internet, no internet. We get the notification. Then she just clicked the button and we're right back up and going. No internet. It was just the weirdest thing. Is that a TikTok thing? Does that happen to you? I mean,
Well, it all depends on what you're logging in from too. Like if you're logging in from your phone, it's going to be obviously different,
right?
Because now you're working off of your phone company's network versus your actual internet company's network.
But see, when the internet just dropped us again, I put us back on. We're on my hotspot. We were running off of my hotspot last night. My hotspot literally was full bars sitting right next to the computer, and it kept booting me. I'm like sitting here going, what is going on?
Yeah, that can happen too. Like because now you're bouncing signals from one to the other multiple times, and there's nothing wrong with that. One of the things I recommend though too is, like, if you could, instead of having your phone next to the computer and and running hotspot, just plug it in to the computer. Sometimes that actually will work, and surprisingly enough, that actually works a lot better because now you get the signal from your phone's hotspot running into the computer itself.
Okay, I have to see if there's another open spot.
Oh, another USB cord.
Yep, nope.
You can always get another adapter as well to give you an extension from more USB ports. That's what I sometimes do. I usually put the non-essential stuff into that little adapter, and then whatever USB ports left over, I put the hotspot into there.
Yeah, because we run the camera, our mic system.
Yeah, we've got everything running right into the
Mouse.
computer. If there's a port, we've used it.
I could take.
Go ahead, run with that. Say it.
Oh yeah, you're shoving a lot of stuff into those ports right there. Hope you're using a lot of lube.
I keep it simple. I spit right on the end, and it slides right in.
I think there was a lube called spit.
Actually, yeah, there was.
I've seen so many weird products pop up on. I don't know. Maybe it's because we joke so much on here that, like, the advertisements I get now, like, there is a car air freshener. It says Muff, 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 and I was kind of like, but it wasn't what you would expect it to be. I guess it was. I can't remember if it was European or if it was Canadian. Honestly, all joking aside on that one, it was just something weird. I mean, bear in mind too, I've seen. I was going to say it, but I won't. What were you going to say, Jason? It did last night.
That wasn't last
Just
night.
hey, Bill, just a second. I'll be right back.
That's cool,
Yeah.
brother. We'll take a quick break and get everything else set up. So let's go ahead and let's throw another. What do we got? What do we got? I need to get. I promised. So tomorrow, guys, I will be downloading a new song. It drops tomorrow, and this gentleman actually asked me to play it if I would play it on a show. He said, "I'll give you full permission, and if you get any flags, I'm going to send it to you in writing." So he's got our email now that we have permission to, because he's just dropping an album himself from the UK. So on that note, though, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got, girl? I tell you what. Let's do your song. This is the Southern Outlaw Band's "One Hell of a Woman." Guys, we'll be right back.
Playing her guitar with those daisies. Looking good in those high heel boots. She smiled at me with a passing glance. I found myself in a trance. Watch out, fellas, here she comes. One hell of a woman. Not just a diamond beauty queen. She's a whiskey drinking sex machine. She hits that dance floor, shaking and grooving. The guys are grooving. Watch out, fellas, here she comes. One hell of a woman.
Okay, we're back, but we don't have
What up?
anybody in the bar at the moment besides behind the scenes. He had to go get his spoon, so now he's back.
Oh, of course I'm back. So we had a little bit of fun last night, guys, off air, and I tested this theory and found out I'm actually pretty good at it. And yes, I brought my little Playboy button shotter out. So I've seen all sorts of. By the way, somebody was using the microwave a little bit ago.
Real quick shout out to Jerome. Thank you for my chocolate.
Yeah, as it turns out, somebody was on the microwave, and it messes with the extender.
I heard you.
It dumps.
I heard you.
So on that note, guys, let's try and have a little fun here. So I've seen multiple.
Need something behind it so you can see it better.
Like little shorts. Well,
Hey, Bill, before you get started on that, I just want to let you know I got to get going. I got to run over to my neighbor's place real quick.
I got you, brother. Hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. I will see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Dan.
You're welcome. Sounds good. Have a good night.
See you, brother. That's our boy Dan. He is from up there in Canada. He's a Canuck. He's a cool dude. Awesome guy. If any of you guys are on TikTok, man, check out Dan Lee, the Arthur. And like I said, his live view, there's a wide variety. You got authors, you got musicians, you got people, computer tech. I mean, just you name it. Anybody that's in any type of artistry, especially in entertainment, he's in there. So one of the things, and I came up with this shot last night out of fun, just to see if I could do it. And it's a 3-tier. So I thought, what do I have that would make everybody knows I really strongly support my Irish heritage? In case you guys are wondering, yes, I'm German, Irish, and Scottish. So I'm what they call Germish. So what I want to do, just for the fun of it tonight, we'll probably be wrapping it up here shortly, because we were on late last night, and I kind of want to, since we got everything else set, we don't have to go through all the extra rigmarole. I want to get my second one out of the way so we can really start taking off on the other areas. But that's going to be one of those, if you're there, you're there. If you're not, we might be there. We might not be. So anyway, at the end of the day, guys, we're going to give it a shot. This is my version of the Irish flag. The only thing green I had was Melamadori. For the white, we're going to use Irish cream. So it's the only thing Irish about this damn drink. And then for the orange, we are going to do the Grand Gala orange liqueur. Now, what's fun about it is it worked the first time. The second time was a little bit more muddled. We wanted to try something. So I've had these in the fridge all night long. They've basically been in there for almost 24 hours now. And everybody knows when something gets cool, the density gets a little thicker. Let's see what happens. So last time we were doing we went white, green, and then orange. This time we're going to go opposite. We're going to go white, orange, then green. So let's see if we can get this to happen, guys. You're seeing it in real time. Start off with the Irish cream. For some reason, it's not looking very white right now, but close enough. Now, if you guys do this at home, we're going to do a little test this time. This is the orange liqueur. Doing something like this, it's usually best to use a spoon, actually, and a pour top so you can control it. So we'll just take this pour top out of here, put it in here. Put it on the side, pour it into the spoon. and do it slowly, guys. Remember, you don't want this to mix. You want it to sit. Try not to jostle the glass too much. I just want to show you guys how easy this is. And it does work better when you hold it higher up to the top and just let it kind of pour down the side. And again, do it slow, guys. Get your green on top. You want it just to sit. And it is oh, that's weird.
It's going under the orange.
Okay, so the green literally went underneath the orange.
So now it's white, green, and orange. That actually is really sweet, though.
That is white, green, and orange. As you guys can tell, I never moved the shot, but the Irish cream is starting to do its thing now. But just so you guys can see, we were able to do the 3 layers. Now the question is it any good? And now I will be able to answer somehow, some way. It came out very good last night. It kind of tastes like those orange flavored chocolate eggs or whatever you get at Easter time. So the Irish cream ends up taking over. That turned out really neat.
I just can't believe the green's in the middle when you put it in last.
So that just goes to show that the green's going to be, the white's obviously the thickest, the Irish cream. The green's the second.
And you had them all in the fridge this time.
That was neat.
Yeah.
So yes, this is my version of the Irish flag. So guys, cheers. It's still not bad. But with it all staying separated like that, I could literally taste every one of them.
Yeah.
So, guys, like I said before, I mean, when you're doing, you're pouring drinks, you're doing all this other stuff. I'm going to put the stuff back in the fridge because I plan on doing this again here shortly. We've got multiple tops. I mean, it's not like I can't, I'm just being lazy right now, I'll be honest.
Like, seriously, you have a whole bag of tops in there.
I got a bunch of them. Oh. And I was trying to get everything, the right cap back on the right product. So yeah, guys, have some fun with it. Just experiment. Again, I think we take stuff way too serious, and I honestly love having fun and doing crazy stuff and doing crazy mixes. And just seeing, what type of trouble I can get into at the end of the day. And 9 times out of 10, yes, I always clean up my messes. I hate leaving wrappers on the floor or tucked in couches and places. And, it's just, I don't know. I gotta remember to pick up that Zin that I spit out and went behind the garbage can. I just now remembered that. So, Kitty Cat, sometime, Blue, you guys are going to have to try that. And knowing now what we know and what I can do, we've got the 4th of July coming up. I'm pretty sure I can come up with some sort of red, white, and blue shot. Like I said, I try to have as much fun as I can. Yeah, we do get serious on here sometimes and whatnot, but for the most part, I mean, I love keeping things lighthearted, laughing, joking. Kitty Cat, we always, behind the scenes, if there's something wrong, we usually do share, we share secrets. I got a foot fetish.
Nobody touches my feet. We don't touch my feet.
I'm just thinking, like, could be gross about it. Like, maybe dip my shot. You can dip it in my shot glass and you and Sarah have the same affliction. You can make you feet go orangutan.
Babe, I can get mine. I'll
She-
get my feet.
She can literally like spread her toes this way. Oh, hello. You need to look up the porn star Brianna Batch, one of her specialties. I do believe that was pulling my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I try to let everybody know. I mean, we try and keep it lighthearted, try and keep it fun. We like giving everybody an opportunity to get on here. One of the things, like I said, I love about his live is there's so many different personalities, and everybody is always so cool. And one thing that they're actually all really good about is nobody really talks over the other person. I mean, there's times where you start to muddle.
It's in his rules.
You start to muddle a little bit. But like me and Michael today, kind of, we were both trying to say something, and then we were both quiet. We were waiting for the other one, and then literally we both start to talk at the same time again, and then we were both quiet. Stuff like that. It does happen. But like everybody's so. I mean, they're respectful. They're
They're English.
They're English. when you got a Canadian host, I mean, the politeness is there. They're very proper. I get the biggest kick, and I can't wait to have some of these guys on here. They already said, I've had every one of them say they want to, come on the show sometime. So whether it be
The time difference is
oh man, okay,
what
so
messes with us, though.
Michael actually has the lowest one. He's only 7 hours. So last night when we went on, it was 8 o'clock his time. As of right now, it's Friday the 13th. Which, by the way, guys, I got an invite for tomorrow night. So you're gonna have 3 idiots just talking about the movie Friday the 13th. I think that was gonna be the theme. My boy Blaze, he's on another network, and now that we've all, for lack of a better way to put it, is kissed and made up, you're going to see the collaborations again. And I am actually going to be on Nonsense and Chill. So if you guys check out the Nonsensical Network, check out, I believe he goes by Blazing Blasphemer. And our good friend, you've seen him on here a million times. You're going to have Michael Copenhaver. And you put me and him in the same room, it's going to be just a whirlwind. But it's going to be straight movie talk, guys. It's one of my favorite subjects. I love horror movies. I actually want to check that one out because that is a band that not only does Arliss know, you, Blue, has introduced as well. We'll help them out later. But yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, guys, that's always been my goal. Bunch of friends sitting at the bar. You know what? I'm going to squirrel real quick. There's an Irish flag right there. Right behind you. There's our colors.
There's no way you're making that though in a cup because the white has to be on the bottom.
I am literally going to have to try and freeze the green for that to work. The
There's
orange.
too much alcohol in it; it won't freeze.
Try and freeze. Like if I put it in the freezer, I'd make it as thick as possible. There might be a way we can do that. So, I mean, like I said, guys, it's a bar themed show. It's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to all just sit back and, as my English friends would say, have a pint and enjoy the good company. So, I know some of you aren't the biggest fans of social media, guys. I'm quickly becoming a fan of all of them. They all, in some way, shape, or form, have, they're beneficial. It's Pepsi. Do you want a Pepsi? You want a Coke? Dr. Pepper? My nosebleed over there opened a soda, and my producer's eyes went wide with fear. I don't know what the problem was. or want. No, he's not even close to the size of that bottle.
No, it was fizzing up towards the top. I didn't want him spilling it on the couch.
So, guys, I mean, yeah, this is, like I said, it's been fun. We did not get to do everything we did or we had planned on today.
Nope, sorry.
It's not, I
Life.
don't blame you, sweetie.
Life.
Sometimes life does happen. And, you know,
I even was outside working.
oh, but we had this conversation last night.
I was impressed with myself. I was sitting on my wheelchair riding around. I was walking bushes.
That's awesome, brother.
He used the loppers. He went out back and burnt the garbage.
I tell you what, the next time you guys do yard work, have me over there. I'll be a foreman for you. We'll see how much your kids really enjoy.
I don't think he would.
No, you know, since we never did get to finish that whole conversation, the other night, or you know, the one thing I can say about Connor, and it's not, you know, the whole pissing contest. My kid's better than yours, but you know, I've taken a lot of flack over the years with people saying I'm very hard on my kid. And the main reason I was so hard on him, put those two words together, I wanted him to be better than what I did. I knew my mistakes, and I've always fought to make sure he didn't do the same things. Now, does he have lazy aspects? Yes. Does he, you know, does he take initiative? Sometimes. But the one thing I can say is if I say, Connor, go do this, this is where there's a lot of similarities. He'll go out and do it. And you normally don't have to ask him twice. But he will go out and do it. But he'll do it in the least taxing way he can. He'll always find, like, you know, he'll go, well, I think it's just easier this way. It doesn't matter if it looks good or if it's done right. At least it's getting done in his world.
But if he's sitting there doing really nothing, whether it be watching YouTube or just excuse me,
Does it still taste like me?
just sitting there doing nothing, does it take him 20 minutes to get up and go do what you asked him to do?
No, it does not. No, it doesn't.
After 20 minutes, then we're repeating ourselves.
There are some times,
And we're told,
yes.
just a second. Well, just a second was a half hour ago, dude.
There are sometimes both me and Sarah have had to get on to him and say, now my youngest obviously is the one that, you know, you tell her she will not jump and do it. You know, she'll stop and pet the cats. Wait, I got to run upstairs. Wait, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Wait, I got, you know, here,
We got two of them.
let me save this spot in the game, you know, something. You know, or she'll go and start it and then wait, I'm going to stop and go and do, you know. But him, there are those times now, he still has that problem where we'll tell him to do something and it's like, Connor, kid, can we please? And it's gotten to the point now where if I, you know, usually when I get to that point, he doesn't push it anymore. He, you know, okay. Case in point, the yard. I try not to get onto him too much because he literally has taken over taking care of the yard. Now, does he do it like I would? Every other week trim, you know, 1 week bag, the other week don't, you know, no. But he does it at his own, you know, he does, let me rephrase that. He does do that, but he picks and chooses his own times to do it. He mowed yesterday. Then he got out there and trimmed. And I said, Connor, you know, it's been a while and you know, you didn't bag it the first time. You know, can you go over the second time? And but that's my OCD when it comes to the yard, you know, because it's definitely something that everybody sees. And I'm prideful about my yard. But he went out there, you know, he went out, cut it, no bag, just ran and went with it. Then he went and trimmed. And then, because I asked him to, he went out and went over it with the bag a second time. And that's why the yard looks amazing now. Cleaning his room, though.
See, that's where
Cleaning up after he cooks.
that's where you got to pick your battles. And I say that all the time. As long as it's not a safety hazard or a health hazard,
When your eyes start watering, you're halfway up the steps. Yeah, it's a health hazard when it comes to his room. My son's a jock. He's like
he's a
I used to
teenage
be.
boy, period.
He's
You don't even
like I
have to
used
do
to be.
anything.
As
You roll
long
out
as
of
you
bed in
can,
the morning and you automatically stink.
as long as you can clear a path and you got a just a small path to your bed, that's all you need. Doesn't matter if you got to step over clothes to get to your dresser, but and he, again, he waits until his laundry basket is absolutely he'll shove it down.
Oh, speaking of,
He'll shove it down in just to. So when you take, when he takes his basket down, there's been a couple of times I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna do his laundry for him. I'll take it down. I swear it weighs almost 50 pounds. So much stuff in there, and then he still has that. I'm gonna throw everything in the washer all at once. But fact is,
he's the wonder man.
back when we were talking about the graduation, obviously. He's going off this, and that reminds me, we still have a conversation to have a little bit before we end this tonight. He's going off to college here in the fall, and honestly, the stuff that he's shown me, I'm not too concerned because once I'm not around and he starts realizing, and when he gets a girlfriend coming over or whatever, trust me, he's going to start learning those life aspects. I paved the road for him, and I can honestly say to all you people that said I was way too hard on him, guess what? At the end of the day, I can turn around and say fuck you, because guess what? He definitely he's in a much better position than what I was in. So, and that wasn't lack from trying my parents. That was just me being the punk kid. So. You got that look on your face.
See, that's where bad parenting on my half, I guess.
Don't twist it, girl.
It's bad parenting on my half because whereas my parents were strict and I didn't want to be that strict parent. So that's why my three are the way they are. And yeah, they'll just leave it because mom will get to it. Well, mom's had enough of mom will get to it. You're old enough. You know how to do it. I've showed you since you were knee-high to a grasshopper. You can do it. Mom's not going to do it. And again, it's mom's house and it needs to be done this way. But it bites me in the end because nobody still does it and mom ends up having to be the one to do it.
I even back in the day, I thought I had the world by the balls, honestly. I think most 18, 19-year-olds, they get to that point where they're like, yeah, I've got this figured out. I know where you guys messed up. I'm not going to do that. I'll do things, we do it my way. This is the easier way. I was that kid. And I moved out at 19. Yeah.
I moved out at 16.
I moved out, I was almost in that same boat. If I hadn't moved back up to Pennsylvania with my dad, I was going down a really bad path. I was, I became that kid. I was skipping school. I was more all about the fun and, the fighting and the smoking and, the drinking and, whatever I could get away with, that became. So I ended up, and of course, I'll be honest, I was not happy in Tennessee. I really wasn't. So I rebelled in every which way I could. So moving back up here, actually kind of was beneficial. It was the best thing to do at the time. I got back into school, got my grades back up. started going the right path. But graduation came along. And I'm like, well, I'm out of school. I'm in college. I've got a car. I've got a job. I've got a woman that's 10 years older than me. She's got a house, and, you know, you can move in with me if you want. Out the door I went. And, you know, I made a lot of mistakes back then. I still was that party animal. It started off, I wasn't going to go to a bar by myself. I think that's, you know, that's cheesy. That's horrible. And then before you knew it, I got so comfortable at the local, which was the Paradise Bar, started to know everybody. I didn't need somebody going out with me. So before you knew it, you know, I did it once turned into twice turned into 4 times, and it went from there. So my paychecks, I would bust my ass all week at work, trying to get as much overtime as possible. Always tried to, you know, I worked my ass off. And then the bulk of it went to the bar. And the fun part about that is that was back when it was $1 a beer, $2 for a shot. It was a lot cheaper. $20 went a long ways back then. You had gas for food or gas for your car. You could drink and get lit up, and then still have money for sheets afterwards. And probably still went home with money in your pocket. So bills in my mind were completely null and void, which is why, I mean, the woman couldn't do it by herself. Our phone, we would pay the bill, keep up with it for a little bit, and then boom, all of a sudden our phone's off. Be off for a little while, finally come up with a little bit of money, pay the bill. We always did make sure there was food in the house. That was the one thing. And we did make sure that the heat was always on. So in the wintertime, we were fine. But yeah, there was always liquor in the cabinet. There was always beer in the fridge. There was always food in the fridge. But there was always people to help me drink that food and beer, or that beer and that liquor, and eat the food. So, I mean, Connor has not gone down that path. I even did that after I got back, you know, I got with Sarah. Yeah, he's out
Speak
there.
of the devil.
Speak of,
He just pulled back in. He's living his best life right now. He's graduated. His form of I'm going to enjoy the summer is every chance he goes fishing. Goes and hooks up with his friends. I mean, he drove all the way to Pittsburgh one day because, you know, this is where we're at nowadays. Slippery Rock. Once he signed up, they all, you know, I guess, I don't know if it's just the incoming class or what happened, but they all became a part of this Snapchat group. And one of the girls that's going to be coming to Slippery Rock as a freshman this coming year messaged him and said, "Do you want to come hang out?" That was out in Baldwin. It's an hour and 10-minute drive. My Connor, the hormones kid, I have never chased a girl down like that. Never. He's like, "Well, I'm not going to do anything. She wants to go to the mall. She wants to play pickleball and all this other." I'm like,
yeah.
but like you said, they're 18. So legally, I mean, and no, I'm not going to play that card until he forces me to show my hand. You, though, brought up something, and I think it's a very fitting, actually, last shot. Tell me about these emails.
So after she received her first email from Harvard, she then replied to them asking for information. And I have no clue where this brain has come from.
She being
My daughter.
okay.
Because the way she talks in emails, it literally is like above my pay grade because I don't even know it. But they reached back out to her reply, giving her all sorts of different links. They have put her on the mailing list, as well as sent her the link to do the virtual tour, to start looking at financial aid, to look at what the qualifications are, what her scores and everything, her GPA, all that kind of stuff is, so that way she can look at making sure she stays above grade for where she wants to go.
Okay.
The biggest part that caught my attention, that made me be more open to this idea,
Excuse me. Where's my brush?
is under 100,000 a year in your income, it's free. If your family income is under 100 grand a year, well, yeah, duh. But then it goes on to say, so this part is this way, and this part is this way, and this part is this way.
Yes.
You still have to apply for assistance. You still have to apply for this. You still have to apply for that. But seeing that just put more it made me feel like it was actually achievable for her, because I didn't want her to work as hard as she plans to, as well as hard as she did this past year. Work so hard to get it and not be able to achieve it. You know what I mean? Because we couldn't.
Right. And I seen that. I can't remember how long ago. It was, as my friend Kurt would say, many moons ago. I saw, and it actually made news. A lot of the Ivy League schools. So there's two things here. A lot of the Ivy League schools now have started offering free tuition. So let's call it what it is, guys. There is no such thing as free, especially when it comes to college. Okay? The only thing free is my opinion.
Well,
Um,
sports scholarships. They don't pay.
there's still, at the end of the day, if you got to keep up with a certain. There's underlying, obviously, we all know about the, okay, if we bring you on a full ride, we're going to help you through school to keep you eligible, because even though you're getting offered the sports scholarship, the university is going to get their money in some way, shape, or form, and you still have to perform to a certain degree. But they also walk a lot of these guys through it. That's been, something over time. But I like the fact that to give that experience, a lot of these Ivy League schools, Yale, Harvard, MIT,
Columbia.
Penn,
Columbia.
Cornell, Dartmouth, Columbia,
Great, yeah.
all these, they have started offering what they called free tuition. Again, nothing's free. There's always going to be some underlying. But here's the other thing I got to say. The one thing that, when you think of Yale, when you think of Harvard, especially those two, you think of law.
But Harvard is, but here's the thing. Harvard is medical
I wasn't.
or law, which are both fields that she's looking at. She hasn't decided on whether she wants to go into medical or she wants to go into law. So that's why she went for Harvard, because she could go either way.
Just like her mom. So anyways,
Oh,
welcome to another shot. No. Somebody's face is purple. And it's not pissed off. She's just embarrassed as shit right now. No. What I was trying to say was, when they think of, you think of law, you think of, like you said, you think of medical. What people don't realize is, like, Harvard actually has scholars where, they get into literature, they get into art, they get into, and your daughter, with her poetry, with, her wanting to songwrite and everything, I'm not going to lie. That would be something that, for that type of program that they would offer, she would be what they would consider, a standard for it. So, I mean, MIT even, it's a prestigious school when it comes to mathematics and science and, but they still have those other stuff that, people don't think about. And even today, since you're a sports guy there, Blue, Blue finally made it into the cheap seats tonight. It's kind of like a college football rivalry between, there's two different very prestigious schools, universities. One is Harvard, that's on the U.S. side, that's the gold standard. The other side of the pond has Cambridge, which offers literally the same exact stuff.
I know, and so does Elizabeth. That's the problem. For some odd reason, she wants to look at the schools that are the furthest away from home. But she doesn't know where home's going to be. That's the thing. Because I'm not staying where we're at for the rest of my life.
That's the fun part, though. I mean, that they say the college years are the best years of your life. Who knows? Maybe if I actually went right to SRU instead of going the other route, the transfer route, going into BC3, I might have stuck it out. Who knows? I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, though,
somebody else started at BC3 and was supposed to transfer. He made it through his first semester. And he had an issue with one of his professors and told him where to go.
I made it through my first year.
But one semester.
I obviously I did not come from money. So I had to put the applications in. I actually had a full grant. Basically, I was going for free as long as I kept my grade point average, which, now that was for BC3. When I transferred into SRU, that's a different monster. Now, I don't know, I might have been able to apply for a grant. I don't know. But I have asked college. I went in, and it wasn't until I got my grades back after the midterms. I'd already been there half a year. And a lot of the classes I was struggling in. And then some, just out of the blue, I thought one night, I'm going to sit down and study for my speech class. And I went in and I literally highlighted the first sentence of every paragraph because to me, it said something. But then it dawned on me because we took a test that week. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at it going, I remember reading that. And, I actually started passing that. I started doing a lot better. And the problem is, it was too little too late. It's like back in high school. My my U.S. geography class, my government class started off with a 40. Now, bear in mind, I'm a freshman in a senior class. Long story on how I ended up in there. Short version is, my mom had registered me, but I was not on the list of people. I was waiting the whole day to get my name called, and they had to go back and look. Oh, yeah, he is. By the time I got a chance to get out there, most of the classes were already filled. So I got what was left over, one of them being government. I started off at a 40. That was my grade. Low F. The second set of grades I got, I'm like, oh shit. So all I got, he doesn't check our homework. All I got to say is, hey, I completed it. And at that point, I could say, yeah. All right, so Mr. Nazer, what'd you do on the homework assignment last night? 100%. Boom, he wrote down 100%. The tests, though, started saying a little otherwise. But I went from a 40 to a 60 to an 80. that 40 and 60, the average at the end of the day, I still failed it. So same thing with BC3. I started off low, and then as the years, as it progressed, got into it, and
That's why it was. I guess that's why it was so. It still is so empowering for me to see our oldest graduate, because he spent the last 6 years, besides this past year, spent the last 6 years at home on homebound instruction, not even online. It was homebound instruction where he went and met with a teacher for 2 hours a day to do all of his schoolwork.
right.
And then to be able to go into in-person classes this year and literally ace it. He finished out this year with an 89 GPA. And for having been not in school and just going, it's just absolutely breathtaking to see him overcome everything.
So at the end of the day, though, like I said, too low, too late. I lost my grant. Had to go back to summer school. Had to get my grade points back up. All I would have took was 2 classes. I could have took a biology and whatever class I wanted, as long as I could get that GPA back up. But at that point for me, I was like, you know what? All the other stuff, the year, the extra year and a half for high school and blah, 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 blah. I was like, you know what? So that's why I say, when you tell me about your kid, I see what Connor's done. No, I wasn't calling, I wasn't referring to anybody as a bad parent. Last night you were freezing your ass off.
Start taking clothes off. No one else sees.
Getting better, buddy, too.
I'm with him. So on that note, guys, let's get and wrap it up because you know why I'm wanting to.
Yeah.
Guys, this was fun. My final shot of the night. I'm going to say it again, like I said last night. If you can dream it, you can make it happen. What one person can do, so can another. Don't let little things, and take this from somebody with experience behind this. Don't let the little things tear you down. If you fail, make it, let that make you stronger at the end of the day. That is my final shot. Why am I having a beer in my hand for my final shot?
I don't know.
Thank you. My producer was just going to let me run with that.
Yes, I was.
So, guys, I want to thank you all for coming on tonight. This was fun. Like I said, I've told you a million times, we are branching out. We are doing everything we can. At some point, I promise you, I made a promise to these guys. I'm going to make it my undying, efforts. We're going to do this, and I plan on. I'm in it for the long haul, and I'm going to make it worth everybody's while. So, on that note, check us out Sunday night for our Sunday night weekend hangover. On a side note, check out tomorrow night on the Nonsensical Network. For Nonsense and Chill, I will be joining my boy Blaze and my good friend Michael Copenhaver. We're going to be really going on about the Friday the 13th movie franchise. You guys know I'm a movie geek. I can't stress that enough. But yeah, if you get the opportunity, I'll make sure to share the link on my Facebook and all my, yeah. Check us out Sunday night for our Sunday night weekend hangover. Our Monday night bartender. Our Wednesday night open bar, guys. I mean, we have so many good options to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys all again. Thanks everybody for coming on. Dan, all of you in the chats. Just remember, everything we say on the show is just our opinion. Give me your best porn voice for this next part. Beautiful.
But then again, it could just be the alcohol cup.
I just filled the cup. Guys, we'll see you Sunday night.
If you're looking for a party, then man, have you found it? Now the shot is coming raw and unbounded. The whiskey's always talking and the beer's overflowing. Now the shot is gonna hit you with the mind overloading. The bar is always open with no inhibitions. Another shot will leave your senses